the first ban, I would say maybe CAPITÁO Jackal. CAPITÁO! There we go.
Are you psychic? No, it's because CAPITÁO is the most dominant operator in any Pro League match. He is a force. If you're not banning CAPITÁO, you're giving away the plant and you're hoping you play retake.
Yeah.
That's essentially what it's coming down to these days.
Yeah, shields are powerful, but not so much on coastline. So really, the next best operator you want to ban is CAPITÁO, and it's going to be a NOMAD ban from Xavier Esports. They want, they want to have the runouts happening when they go on defense. They don't want to be burdened. Although it's a bit interesting that you would ban NOMAD, given that you do get an auditory Q.
Yes, absolutely. Claymores are back in the game for Pro League matches, and so are Clash and the Shields. Echo being banned out is not a surprise. He's a pretty
Mira.
Default ban. Mira being banned out on coastline, kind of standard as well.
Yeah.
She has a lot of potential to wreak havoc anywhere on any site. Do not play with that.
So, very interesting here. The ban's fairly straightforward, but the interesting part is you're gonna see this new team, Lese, going up against a new look Xavier, and immediately off the bat we're gonna see a Mozzie, and I'm really excited.
It's the season for it, my friend, and I spoke about this yesterday during the qualifier. Mozzie is an operator that completely changes the game for the defense. Not because he just takes drones, but because if you think about it, right? Yeah, he gets to use them, absolutely. So defenders aren't made to attack.
Oh.
They're not designed to retake a site because they only have their guns on hand. They're not equipped to destroy the terrain as well. They only have 2 impact grenades, or maybe they have shotguns, and those are slow. He's able to drone for himself and the rest of his team and allow the roamers even more aggressive potential. He's got the super shotty, which does fantastic destructibility. It's great at close range. It's horrible at mid to long range. I'll tell you that now, though. And he's got some crazy assault rifles, submachine guns.
Yeah, the Peter and Roni, or the Commander 9, which is being used right now by Mizu. It's both are great weapons. It's just personal preference, and he has a C4 and his 2 speed, so he has a lot going for him. So a lot of people disparage him because they say that, why would you bring him rather than the Echo, which can drone? But number one, Echo is banned here in this context. But even if you have an Echo, well, it is still a great operator to have. You get a mute plus 2 speed Echo combination. So we're just having this shield come out from Scatman, and I was talking about the Montagne. And it's interesting that they have gone straight away for the Montagne. It's a very strong operator, and they have read into the bomb site preference really well. They have gone to the kitchen, and that is the one bomb site where the Monty is excellent. Really, it's pushing in on the service entrance. It's a really, really strong operator. Now, Producer Boom on his IQ, his customary operator, he's trying to find out, but it's going to be Healthcare getting the first kill. Lonely goes down, and Scatman, interestingly enough, he's not pushing the kitchen side, the service entrance side, he's pushing the kitchen side. And it's a bit dangerous here, I would say, for a Monty.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a lot of openings to him. The hatch behind him is open. He's got one in the blue bar waiting for him. He's surrounded by all sides, and it's going to come down to Darksum to really try to get those flanks, and Avixis upstairs trying to hold it as long as he can. And he's got one waiting for him, and they know where he is. Will they be able to get it? Misses the grenade. Oh, and he sees one. Peeks him. Times it. Barely misses it, gets flanked out. Healthcare with a double kill.
He's got 3.
With that, yep. And it's absolutely destroying right now. He is going to push through that courtyard and maybe even get through that front door. Mizu is going to try to come around that flank. Will he be able to see him? No, he gets caught by Healthcare. And
can he get the ace?
Can he get the ace? He's waiting for it.
They know where he is.
Yes, he does! Oh my gosh, the flawless round, the ace.
And what better way to open Season 10 then in the very first round, you go and get yourself an ace, a flawless round.
A flawless ace. My gosh. Healthcare turning it up and getting it big.
It was a very, very short break. Thank you so much for waiting, even if you were getting bored a bit. But we are ready, and we are going to get back into it immediately.
Yeah, we're back. Did you miss us?
Yeah,
I bet you did.
I think they did. I think they did.
Healthcare is back on that Zofia. Producer Boom's going to swap out. Jackal is not going to be used, but IQ has been valuable. It's going to be valuable on this map regardless. Like Hollis and Buck, not surprised. Scatman back on that Montagne. Great stuff. But Lese have changed their roster just a little bit. When I say roster, I mean their operator pool.
Their operator pool. But they're going to be trying to defend kitchen service entrance again, and that wasn't the basement. Even though the map did say there is no basement on Coastline. There is a basement on the next map, Villa. But can Lese deal with the rampaging healthcare? He just got an ace in the first round.
That's mad.
On Zofia, and I'm not sure about the Valkyrie camera. It's a bit conspicuous, but what we think is conspicuous often gets unnoticed in the highest levels of play because you don't expect the kind of spot.
Not at all. Now, as the round starts, we're seeing that Mizu's going to be putting up these cameras. And we see Mizu on intel operators quite a lot. We see him with, on this map particularly, he's landed 2 double C4s. So he's got a fantastic track record with C4 predictions, getting those out there. Healthco's can put a Claymore down for any runouts, and it does look like they're going to be pushing through that hookah lounge.
Yeah, once again, Scatman is going to be pushing from the sunrise side, and Lycolis is alone over here near the main entrance. Now in the previous round he went up to the roof, dropped into bathroom outside of penthouse, and then he pincered what I was talking about in pre-game, pincered the player there, and now there's some fire coming his way, but he's not going to be worried.
A couple of shots coming out from the luggage. Does look like Daksam is waiting to receive. Not too sure when the enemy will be pushing out, but I'm sure his timing will be impeccable. Healthcare is droning out, and he does see that Lonely is around in the corner. Catches that out, and he takes a couple of shots himself. Has to rotate around, and it does look like he might start getting pincered. Not too sure if anyone's going to be coming to his rescue just soon enough, but Lycolis is rotating over, and he might catch him with that shotgun in the Hall of Fame.
Well, Lycolis is taking this slow, playing it safe. Now, Avixis, he is wiser now. He has put a goo mine there, but Lycolis is gonna take down Lonely nonetheless. So that's the Jaeger off the board, finished up.
Like I said, through that Hall of Fame, and you know what? That's and those rotations are exactly what's gonna cut them off and catch them out. Lonely, their top fragger being taken out, doesn't spell out too well for Lese, but it's not out just yet. Daksam is around. He's throwing a couple of shots himself, trying to make sure that he makes his presence known a little bit. Maybe fake it out with the ERC. Gonna catch that out with the drone. Avix is still holding upstairs. Theater barely landing those shots around the corner. Hajime picks up another kill on the Mizu. It does look like Lese is falling apart yet again. And they're gonna have to pull this together one way or the other. Hajime now pushing through that main lobby will be pretty dominant, but Healthcare sees this gun. Oh my gosh, like close with the grenade.
Oh, I don't think... Do they know about the lesion up there? I don't think they do. Avixis has kind of evaded detection right now. Nope!
Nope, they know it.
They know. Healthcare is the one to collect this now. Shafi trades one back, but from behind, he's trying to deny the plant, getting the calls, but there's smoke, there's a Monty. He was dead either way, and really strong round from Xavier Esports yet again.
And yet again, let's say Esports getting caught out so wide apart and so alone. None of these players able to actually refrag for one another is going to be the big problem. Unfortunately, it does look like they're now having to switch their operator pool around even more. And Avixis will now be back on site with that smoke.
Indeed, and this time, finally, they're going to hookah billiards, and let's talk about that round a little bit while we can. So, they pushed in from the hookah side, they got that half of the map fully controlled. Then Lycolis came in from the other side, made some noise there and got Lese worried. But the area that they needed to gain control of over here on the west side, it was all theirs, and that's why the Monty could push in and start aggressing a bit from the kitchen side without having to worry about flanks or crossfires about him. So really well done from Xavier Esports. They have a plan and they've executed it twice really successfully.
Very well coordinated, and they've got clear, crisp communication. They know exactly what to do. I'm wondering how this new site's going to go for them. They obviously lost 2, but they're not out just yet. Mizu playing Pulse now. Hopefully seeing some more aggressive plays come out from him, but he's going to go for some prepping on some of these windows and barricades. I'm not sure if he's going to do a run out, but he may just as well.
Lycolis could catch the brunt of that if he does decide to go for the jump out, but it doesn't seem like he will be going for it, because Lycolis is well and truly past the point. Although we can still have a main door run out, it is riskier, however, and Xavier Esports is going to continue on. So now Scatman, this is the more standard use of a Monty when you're pushing hookah. It's nothing as wild. Oh, but Mizu here, he is roaming without much intel, it seems. He's checking left and right, and while he does escape retribution over there, it might not have been as easy if someone from Xavier had been on the drone or had been in close proximity.
Shaf, with his signature hole, will be holding the drone hole. Vixus gets picked out by the Rappling Healthcare. Didn't pay his premiums.
Yeah, indeed. Avixis, the smoke off the board, and that is a lot of the plant denial gone. Now they still have 2 C4s in terms of the mute and the pulse, but the pulse is being jackal pinged, and now there is one at the door, and he nearly pays 50% of his HP taken off the board. And meanwhile, you see 2 members of Xavier, Producer Boom, really 3 members are coming from the east side, while the other 2 are coming from the west side. And Lycolis collects a second, and now look, it's going really swimmingly for them. They're covering the flanks, they have flying drones presumably, and they're getting the frags that they need. They haven't even lost a lick of HP, and there's one on the top, but finally Healthcare gets taken down. His rampage is stopped. Lonely down to very low HP, however.
Managed to pick up a kill onto Healthcare. It's going to be monumental for them, but it does look like they're pushing up through Billids as well, and they don't have too much defense set up around it. Mizu might be able to pick up a couple of spots with that, and ooh, a very nice kill onto Lycolis. There goes another top fragger. He's now pinched in between, and his teammates need to come to his rescue. He gets taken up by Hajime, and it does look like a 2-3 situation. 2-1, and Lonely's down on 10 health. I coughed at the wrong time. It does look like they will be able to get that plant down, but will they push for the frags or not? 3-1 right now. It's still winnable, but it does look like he's caught in a very precarious situation.
He needs to take these 1v1s, and he can right now, but he's not aggressing well enough. Now the Monty is off, but he's gonna down one, but Scatman gets his first kill of the Pro League. And that is round number 3 in favor of Xavier.
A very close call and an almost clutch for Lonely. It does look like Xavier are asserting a dominance as placed top seed number 1.
Indeed, and I was a bit disappointed with, you know, it's hard to say you're disappointed in a 1v3. You know, Lonely had a really tough job.
But we had high expectations, and it looked so good. It looked so good. He got that nice flick to the left.
Oh,
he got that nice flick to the left, and man, that was like, I can't believe he downed him. And then he almost had the next kill, but dealing with a Monty and a Habana waiting around the corner, right next to each other.
I mean,
90% gonna fail.
It doesn't matter if you had killed the Jackal and the Hibana. You have a post-plant scenario with the Monty, you are not winning that. Like, that's it. You can't win.
I mean, the Monty would have to really throw it in order for you to win. But if he anchors himself into a corner, you're not getting anything. Correct. I'm sorry.
But, talking about, you know, corner, someone is going to be fixing a lot of players in the corner. It's going to be Producer Boom. We are having the first Lion of Southeast Asia after he has come out of the quarantine.
And you know what? Him bringing that in with Monty,
Ooh.
in the style and the manner they're playing, they're already singling out members of Lese and catching them off guard left, right, and center. Now that they know and they're so good at bringing in all this information and all this recon, with a Lion, that's just painful. You're actually just forcing them to play super passive and then bringing in the King of the Jungle to really clear them out.
I was hoping there was someone at the big window over there because Producer Boom was not expecting that to be open.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's a very good drone. I'm not sure if Lonely is gonna see it or expect it, though I would expect, you know, it's at this like kind of challenge elite level of Southeast Asia where you see the weirdest stuff that works start coming out.
Oh no!
How's he alive? Mizu, he gets away with absolute murder over there. Really, it's gonna be his murder happening at the hands of the Lion. Oh, sorry, at the hands of the Buck.
But setting up late will not pay dividends.
That is very well advised, but somehow Producer Boom doesn't go for the frag. He is going for the one he knows is there. That's Lonely, the Jaeger off the ball. Mizu, you breathe on him and he will die.
He's on literally 1 health right now. He's literally 1, guys. But you know what? Like you said, he's fragile right now. He could be taken on at any instant. The gas goes out. Scatman takes a little bit of damage, and Evixus is toasty with his reheatable noodles by the bar.
Indeed. Now we just saw on the subtitles, if you noticed, the Mozzie just got a drone that's Mizu. So it's going to be interesting to see if he's now just going to hold up in the bomb site as a anchor. Oh no, that's his drone gone. But I think that's a Mozzie drone. Yeah, correct, the Mozzie drone. So I was hoping like what we saw in ANZ, a live droning of the people who have the HP and try to aggress. So like the attackers become the defenders and the defenders start attacking with those live drones. But Xavier very well on top of that and immediately destroy the lost drone.
Healthcare dangling upside down, trying to find an interesting angle on a very twitchy Evixus. Will he get it or not? 3 X-Kairos are going to go down, and a lot of line of sights being made. He does catch one going up the stairs, and it looks like a very clean headshot onto Mizu. Didn't need to do much there. He'll go down, and it's a 2-5 situation. Yet again, Lese in a very tight bind. Shaf jumps into the corner and might be able to pick up 1 kill. 2 kills, no! He picks up 1. Picks up 1. Hajime picks up the other and goes for a second double onto Shaf. Xavier Esports almost closing this out clean.
Indeed, this is looking dominant from Xavier. Doesn't seem like they are hurting from the departure of Red Sun and the inclusion of Scatman. They just seem to have just picked up exactly where they left off. And, well, although this is still the attack, and we know that Xavier's attack is a lot stronger, especially on coastline, than their defense. So it's going to be interesting to see whether Lese can start mounting a bit of a comeback. Rook being brought out by Evixus. What do you have to say about that pick?
They're going for the extra safe, extra thick defense.
Yeah, I think that's probably a good idea. We saw, you know, the Mizu, the Gridlock, the Mozzie being taken super low just now, and in earlier rounds it was Lonely who was taking a lot of damage here and there. So if they can minimize the damage and try to avoid instant kills by frag grenades, we know that Lycolis is bringing Buck every single round. So ideally they'll be able to minimize the damage and probably get something else done. I like the Valkyrie pick though. It seems right now that Lese has no information about what's going on, and Valkyrie is going to go a long ways in remedying that.
Absolutely. Stop actually opening up that hatch, and he's going to allow him to make a little bit of a more aggressive rotation. And let's say have to pull something out right now before it's too late, because 4-0, they only have 2 rounds until the best they can do is bring in a draw.
Correct. I mean,
how are they going to do
that,
though?
I mean, this half is lost for them, even if they get the 2 rounds that are left in this defensive half for them. But
they have to win 6. They'd have to at least win 6.
Yeah, correct. So, I mean, I don't know what Lese can do. It's not all over yet until it is all over. But maybe, you know, we have seen the Valkyrie early on. as I was talking about her just now. But maybe Producer Boom bringing the IQ every round, maybe he's just nailing those Valkyrie cameras every single time. So
what's interesting is that they've actually reinforced the bathroom to...
Nope.
Nope. Please rotate. I mean, so they've reinforced that wall to bathroom and Hall of Fame. They're not... Lycos will not be able to soft breach it, but it does look like he's decided to go towards a luggage window breach instead by the main stairs.
Indeed. Now, Scatman is just gonna be an absolute nuisance. They're trying to deal with him using the vertical angles, but Healthcare again, he gets the opening kill onto Lonely.
Someone's gotta stop this guy, man.
Lonely was the one who was so focused on denying Scatman the entry, he didn't realize that Healthcare was coming in on his own, and that is the power of a Montagne. It doesn't matter if he gets kills or not. He makes your team, yeah, he distracts you so well, and then you have no clue what's going on in your immediate periphery.
Hajime's got intel on Avixis as well, knows exactly where he is, not too sure if he realizes that Mizu is hanging around the either. Daksam is hanging around the billiards, and it does look like Lese are trying to pincer in on anyone possible. Will they be able to get it, however? Producer Boom is holding that rotation into the VIP, and it does look like anyone trying to rotate in or out of there will be taken out. Like Holus takes up the Vixus, and he doesn't have to worry about that, and it does look like, oh, Mizu trades up. And Hajime clears that up with Mizu as well. Daksam takes that one, gets taken up by Healthcare. It does look like Shaf is all alone, all by himself.
Oh dear, I mean, Shaf couldn't do anything. He was just frazzled. You could tell he didn't know which side to look. There's a Monty aggressing onto him. There is a Hibana in the hallway. There is a Sophia on Rappel. I mean, really, what can you do?
It's looking bleak for Lese Esports so far. Xavier really showing what it takes to be a pro league team. Not saying Lese are completely out of the entire pro league. They still have a fantastic chance against every other team. But Xavier are #1 for a reason, folks. Indeed,
they're really showing what the difference is between an established pro league team and someone who's still trying to find their footing right now. So this is a very different lineup that we are seeing from Lese on Kitchen Service Entrance right now. We are having an Alibi come out as well as a Caveira.
Desperate times call for desperate measures. Alibi being picked is not a desperate one. However, it does require creativity and a lot of aggression. So they're switching it up here in a Hail Mary kind of mode right now. I'll tell you that it's a do or do not situation. Will they be able to pull it out? Lion being picked up on the board again, just to bring in a little bit more insecurity for the defending team.
Yeah, right, you are. And Lion's been changed, of course. He's not the crazy, overpowered operator he used to be now. He has much shorter, what do you call it, EE1D, and then you have the ability to go into mute jammer and disrupt that EE1D call, and it's
actually if the call's gone off, it doesn't stop pinging.
Yeah, I mean, if you're standing in the mute jammer already,
it denies it. Correct.
So it is a lot different, but the funny thing is, pros still hate him equally. If you look at a CGG interview, Bosco, Psycho, and Tengu were pinged. They were asked about what they thought of the reworked Lion. They're like, nope, he should have never come out of quarantine.
And you know what? He's gonna wreak absolute havoc in this jungle. They gotta be reminded who is in charge and who is the dominant Lion and the king of the jungle. So Daksam being droned out here, being forced over. He gets pinged like crazy. It does look like Monty will be to get it through. He throws out the impact. He's trying to get someone or not. Healthcare.
Scanner's going for the plant?
Well, yeah, he's going for the plant, but he's getting stopped left, right, and center. The plant goes out. He gets taken out by Lonely. Fantastic job. And it does look like Shaf gets taken out in return. Lonely's right up in their face. It does look like Daksam's down and not just out just yet. Like Holus picks up Daksam and he's cleaned up. And it looks like a 3-4 situation. 5-0 with 1 minute 40 seconds left. Will Mizu be able to pick this up? He pushes through, he gets spotted out, and he gets taken out with the ACOG. Lonely picks up Healthcare on the outside of the map, and he's denying that kitchen entry for a long time, and as long as he can hold it, the Vix gets picked up from the backside. It does look like Xavier Esports win round 6, even though Lese were that much closer to clutching the round.
That was excellent stuff, especially I want to highlight, like Colis, he knew that the Caveira was right around the corner. He definitely did, and he was looking towards her, and instead of pushing her, which would have almost certainly resulted him losing his life, that pistol is nerfed, but it still hits like a truck. So if he had pushed him, he'd probably have lost that. What he did was, he decided, alright, I'm going to start opening the floor, and this guy is surely going to take the bait. He will think, oh, this buck is distracted, doesn't know where I am. And they played right into his hands.
Absolutely. And the drop-off damage for Caveira's pistol is so low right now. And I mean, the drop-off rate is high. And the damage at mid-range, and I think about like 10 meters, roughly 10 meters or slightly less, it does almost nothing. You're gonna need like 2 to 3 shots, 3 to 4 shots to actually get someone down at mid-range. It's not gonna be easy.
Yeah, correct. So finally we're gonna see Penthouse Theater, and it is from Xavier Esports, and Producer Boom is going to be going on to the Kaid with that incredible quote-unquote shotgun that is really more like a DMR. He has an ACOG and it shoots a superbly high-powered slug.
Now that they are coming in, Mizu's also bringing in the Lion. They Thea, the Habana, and the Thatcher.
Wow, all of them spawn in the same spot.
Yep, they're going to go for one push. But it only takes one spawn peak to end all of it.
Or one C4, you know, just boom.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, so this is a Hail Mary situation. They got nothing to lose at this point. And then after this, we're going straight into the next map for Villa. But that's if they... Oh! Yeah, there we go. Like Colas, with the audacity to push it up with the shotgun, takes Shaft out right dead center. So that says a lot. Hajime is prepping a round out of his own. He knows exactly where the team are, and they're trying to rappel up to the balcony now. Daxa might be able to live through this. He might not. Surely going to be the last one left alive. If they're able to get this out at all or not. Scatman gets taken out. Takes a little bit of damage. My bad. And he's almost taken out a second time as well. But Lycolis hanging on for as long as he can on that little corner.
I can't believe Lycolis is just being allowed to play that position. You're not supposed to survive because it's just going to stand there. And there's no contention coming out from Lese. It's as if they don't know that Lycolis is standing there, or they just, they're just afraid of pushing that big window, which they shouldn't be. At the end of the day, Lycolis is in a very vulnerable spot, and you should be capitalizing on that.
So, Xavier are playing, I wouldn't say the most serious game of their life, but they're pretty chill right now. Evixus picks up a nice kill into Lycolis.
Finally.
That's gonna be good for them, but healthcare's still up. That's the real danger.
Yeah, indeed, at Kaid. Now he's using the Valkyrie cameras that have been very nicely placed all across the bomb site as well. No hard breach left, so the Hibana can't provide an opening over inside of the penthouse wall and then give the the attackers a way to cover the plant, which is actually going down right now. And nope. I think it's going to be successful unless it's going to be successful.
He's on the bid. It's on the bid.
And this is looking like the first round that Lese can win, because they are right now in a strong man count advantage. And Hajime is going to get detected by the EE1B as well. They just need to get one of these two out of the equation, and that is it. The Monty is going to win the round for them. And there we go. This is going to be the first round for Lese. Easily done, and they only lose one member, and Xavier are the ones who instead looked completely lost on this defense.
A very different game from Lese, especially the fact that they're on attack. Great job so far. Really bringing this around and showing that they can take a round, but they got a lot of work. It's an uphill battle from here to go straight to 6 rounds and pull a draw. They did that with Airwolf before. They can do it again, but Xavier are a different breed. So Vigil coming up from Producer Boom means they're gonna play super aggressive. Scatman on Legion means that they don't want that They don't want anyone coming through. And Doc on healthcare means spawn peaks.
Spawn peaks for sure, and healthcare is going to be dishing out some healthcare of his own, it seems. Lycolis on the Jaeger as he usually is. So Scatman is the more interesting pick in my opinion. So we're going to see kind of what operators he likes to play on defense right now. The first round, not very effective. Went for a run out as Jaeger lost 50 HP and then had no influence on the round. But now he's on the Legion, so a more reserved role. The question is he going to be playing on site and then mining all the ways to the site, or he's going to be playing off site as we saw Avixis using him earlier on, and just mine the surrounding areas to make sure that map control elsewhere on above the site or next to the site is maintained.
Now, this site in particular requires a lot of vertical grip. With the same lineup coming through for attack as it was the last round, they should be able to pull it off. Mizu's on the other side all by himself, but his ability is global, so he doesn't really need anything like that. Let's say I found the bomb. They know exactly where the Doc is. Will they be able to stop him or not? Claymore's coming out, same positions, double checking. They're dotting their I's and checking off their T's.
Is Healthcare not concerned at all about his left? The window just got broken right next to him.
He's confident, man. You know, he's got it. He's got it.
Yeah, he didn't even react, and I was like, But let's see what happens in that engagement. Hajime is going to be getting the first kill. Seems like the Mute has some power. Or the SAS has some power. SMG-11 this time around. Daxam takes a few shots into his shield. Now Healthcare is a bit more wary now that the Monty is aggressing on. So the Monty paying dividends, it seems, for both teams.
He's a pretty dominant operator and dominant force in general. Throws a couple of shots out there, hits the shield a couple of times, and Healthcare is in a precarious position yet again. Daxam pushing very aggressively against two players, over by the Sunset Bar. Catman gets taken up by Mizu. Healthcare takes out a Vixes on the other side, but will be able to pick this up. Healthcare has to be pushed back, and you know what? The hipfire is not going to land anything, but Mizu picks up a nice double for himself. Healthcare having to use the vintage medical just to pick himself up a little bit. Needs a little bit of a pep talk. They're one round away from closing this game out, but it does look like, let's say, Esports have something left in them. Daxam gets taken out. Double kill for Healthcare. He heals himself back up. Lycolis is still on the board. And two of their top fraggers might be able to stop this from happening. Shaf has to go over the hatch, try to pick up Mizu, and doesn't look good for them so far. He's in a bit of a precarious position, downed but not out. Shaf has to drop the hatch, pick him up, but that's going to telegraph exactly where he is.
You also need to get the diffuser, and I was, just before the Monty died, I was about to say, this has been an excellent use of the aggressive Monty just pushing in and in and in, and you have support from the back. You lose a man, you'll trade him out immediately, and they were up 3 men to 2, but those 2 men have rallied back superbly, and now it's a 2v2 with Mizu down on 20 HP.
Daxam should not have peeked him and tried to ADS, or even tried to get the hipfire. I know it's
tempting.
I know he felt confident, confident. You're on a roll, but that was not the time. Especially when you're 6-1, you really want every single possible thing. So, oh my gosh, they're just peeking each other with 10 seconds on the board. Looks like one or the other will be picked up, and Healthcare with a double. This man needs to be stopped. He's got a quadra kill on this map.
Healthcare giveth and Healthcare taketh away right there.
Pay your premiums, folks. Pay your premiums.
Yeah, of course. You need to pay, and there we go. Healthcare top frag. Started off with the ace, and that is really loud music. Really, really strong play from Xavier Esports. Add 5 to Healthcare's tally. He's gotten 14. Superbly well done. Flawless opening round. Xavier wins that 7-1.